last topic. We got about 19 minutes left in this show, so I don't mind spending a little time on this one. But man had a mighty have fallen, and I'm talking about the Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, goodness gracious. And for me, if I'm Giannis, well, you got nothing holding you back. It's a small market team, and you won a championship. You've overachieved. What you've done for that franchise, what you've done for the state of Wisconsin, for the city of Milwaukee, you've done enough, sir. You can retire right now, and tomorrow they will retire your jersey. Nobody can wear 34. Don't even dare ask them to unretire it. Is lock and key. All right, that you're forever grateful. They will love you forever. There will never be a beer that you would have to pay for, a steak you would have to eat on your dime. You are good as gold. All right. But it's crazy and ironic that a teammate that just got waived was in a situation in Portland, same situation, but he did not win the championship, stayed a little bit too long than what he was supposed to. And that's Dame Lillard. All right. So as you saw your partner get waived, and your reports are saying, oh my God, you're so upset about it. I don't really, until I hear from him, I'm not really buying into it, because at the end of the day, if he's really upset, then hey, then that's your formal excuse to say, hey, man, I need a trade request. All right. You can point to that and say, hey, you're not building a championship team. You got rid of Dame Dollar, even though I wouldn't use that as a chip. The guy had an Achilles injury. You don't know when you're going to get him back. He's also on a decline, a hard decline. That's not the same Dame. All right. So here's the thing. Don't do what Dame did and stay in that small market team while you still got a lot of value to your name and a lot of good basketball, elite level basketball left in your body. You're 30 years old. You still got a elite, in my opinion, at least a good 7-8 elite years. And Giannis, who keeps himself in great shape, stays relatively healthy. Hey, if you can play at this elite level, we're having a conversation. Obviously, you won an MVP, multiple MVPs, Defensive Player of the Years, been in MVP races damn near every year. Sir, you've overachieved. You've done enough for Milwaukee. What's left for you? How the mighty have fallen? Well, I mean, can we look at their roster right now? Here's the next point of this. Your roster is no longer that same championship pedigree roster anymore. All right? Look at their roster right now. And this is including players signed. All right? Jamari Bouye, AJ Green, Gary Harris, Andre Jackson Jr., Kyle Kuzma. I ain't even gonna say his name. But my point is, looking at some of these names, Bobby Portis, he was there. All right. There's a lot of people in here that don't got a lot of championships to speak of. Kyle Kuzma's luckily got one. That's crazy. But Giannis is pretty much, again, going to be the championship grit that's on this roster. Bobby Portis was there. Everybody else is gone. Drew, gone. Middleton, gone. Lopez, gone. Budenhauser, the coach, gone. I mean, when you look at a lot of what made up that championship team and brought so much success is no longer there. So what I'm saying is you are in a rebuild. This is a rebuild. And unfortunately, what they're putting around you is not anything that's. I don't think there's nothing that's going to move a needle and say, "Hey, we're competing for a championship." Obviously, I might be a little bit jumping the gun because, free agency ain't done. There's some moves that still could probably be made. There's some trades that still could be made. But if I'm Giannis, I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to look. I helped build a small market team up. You're tearing it down and you're restarting. I'm not ready to build it back up again because I'm not in that stage of my life. If I'm Giannis, I would look at it that way and say, no, there's no way you want me to do it all over again when I already done it. Look what I have done, not only as individual, but as a team. This is what we've done. This is what I've been a part of. And I can't do it again because all the pieces that was there are no longer there. They're aged out. Obviously, Drew's getting older. Middleton is, whatever's going on with him is not the same. It's not the same roster. All right? It's not the same coaching staff. Say what you want. Budenholzer did wonders with that roster. But it helped when you got a Greek freak. It helps. But if I'm Giannis, why would I want to stick around for another rebuild? For what? I literally took something that was really wasn't existent since the last time his name was Lou Alcindor. I don't even think he was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar yet when he was winning those championships in Milwaukee. He might have been. Y'all check me on that one. But still, it's like if that's the gap, and y'all have had some players, Ray Allen, some Mike Redd, had some teams in there that probably could have done some. Glenn Robinson, had some solid teams that were tough, but just couldn't break through. And it was a gap of some success with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Giannis. There was a gap. So it's kind of like, hey, man, I can't give you Mount Olympus again. I already did it, and you blew it up. Can't. Physically, mentally. Can't do it. And can we really say this about the Bucks? When you don't operate in that championship, that same mentality like you did in 2021, it's starting to show, and it's showing even at the top. Because I'm letting y'all know, this is why when I'm done with this, me and wifey making this son, because damn it, I would have loved to have gotten fired and still get $23 million over the next 5 years. Fire me. Ooh, fire me. I'm in the wrong damn field. They be like, bro, man, you fired. You all right? Hell yeah, I'm good. I got 23 motherfucking reasons not to be sad. What? Fire me. So, hey, Dane, you get time. And look, I know it is messy how it was went down or what's being reported, and that's janky. But hey, 23 million to not be part of the Bucks is okay. That's not a bad severance package, but it's not smart on the Bucks' part. That's a whole bunch of just dead money just sitting there. I mean, Brian Windhurst is he had this to say about it, and I thought this was on point.
their cap over the next 5 years. For the next, all right, I'm going to take a deep breath here. This is mortgaging your mortgage to buy a sports car. I guess if you get the girl, which is Giannis in this case, maybe it's worth it. I just want to put into context here. The largest buyout in the history of the NBA is $31 million. And if I gave you 600 guesses, you wouldn't get it. And the only reason I know is because, as Bonsam said, we were researching this with Bobby Marks the other day. It's Bison Dele in 2000.
Yeah,
and something that hasn't happened for 25 years is a reason for that. And so that was $31 million. This is $113 million that the Bucks are now going to put on their cap over the next 5 years. For the next 5 years, Damian Lillard will appear on the Milwaukee Bucks cap sheet for $23 million, give or take, based on my, back of the envelope math here. Okay. And I've got executives texting me saying that Miles Turner isn't even dramatically better than Brook Lopez. Now, we could debate about that. Miles Turner is a excellent center who's a basket defender. He is not an all-star. So they are going to be paying Miles Turner $26 million, and they are going to be paying Dame Lillard $23 million for the foreseeable future. So this is going to basically become a $50 million salary slot so that they can hope that Giannis doesn't demand a trade.
If that ain't the most craziest thing in the world to really run your team in that bad of that's a bad move to eat that much money between two players, one who won't be on your team and one who, I think Miles Turner is solid. He disappeared in that finals, especially was taking too many threes and was not making them. And that wasn't a good look. Good defender, solid rebounder. But, you're trying to shoot them threes and you weren't making them. You got to get back to your bread and butter, and that's getting back to the block. He didn't do that. So I didn't like that mentality from him in the finals. That was very weird. But overall, why would you financially put yourself in that predicament? You're a small market team. You don't have the finances of the Lakers, who are backed by their new ownership group that owns the Dodgers. So you know how much money they got backing them now. You don't have that benefit of being a large market team like a Clippers even. You don't even have that advantage of being a New York Knicks, a Boston Celtics. Some of those big sports market franchises that have deep pockets. Lakers are sold for $10 billion. That's big money. Celtics sold for $6 billion. That's big money. I don't think the Bucks will be valued at that. No, you don't have that luxury of just eating $50 million for the next at least 4 or 5 years with two dudes. One won't even suit up in a uniform. So what baffles me is, and look, I get it. Probably the trade value for Dame wouldn't have been much. And that's fair. But at some point, you at least attempt, let him rehab, let him fully heal. He may not play much in next year, but maybe even the following year. He's already on the books. It's a guaranteed contract. He's on the books, all right, regardless. Maybe let him play. It's been some time. He's rehabbed, and then he came back in, that would be 27. I know he will be a little older, but what if he, just shows that he can still average, 20, 25? That can bring his stock at least back up, that you can then say, hey, I'm just saying, like, been smart about this, because I understand why you move off of him basketball wise because of the injury. And I guess if you feel like I feel the decline of Dame Lillard, and yes, I understand that part. So, but get some type of value. Get the business part handled. All right. Maybe the basketball part with Dame Lillard is not working out. And maybe it just wasn't working out with him and Giannis. I don't think it was working out. It just for me, something I don't know where it was spacing. They just didn't learn how to play with each other, gel right. For me, it looked discombobulated at times. I'm like, yeah, it ain't happening with these two. So if you're talking about the basketball side, it makes sense why you release him. But financial side, it's just not smart to just knowing that you still have to pay him, but he can go sign with somebody else or after he's done rehabbing. And one of those basketball sites, they quoted Chris Hayes saying it was some talk about they wanted to rehab back in Portland. And I guess some of the front office wasn't feeling that. And I guess him and his management team kind of, had some words about it. And it kind of led to that situation. If that's the case, that's still shame on Portland. And it optics looks bad. It looks disgusting. But if you're Giannis, you can't sit here and say like this is something that is comforting, that your front office is willing to eat that much money and you're not really doing or adding anything to help get towards that championship. That's crazy. There's no way you can go in that front office and say, hey, are y'all really trying to build something of championship caliber? Because this is not it. There's no needles moving. Now, granted, maybe they're banking on the fact that, hey, Boston's going to be down. Tatum. And Boston's blowing it up. Which by the way is going to be Missoula's chance to show that he can coach next year, because when you're down these superstars, now you got to coach. You look at obviously Indiana losing Miles Turner. That is a loss for them. And Halliburton. It's not obviously I hate to assume, but it's presumptuous to think that Indiana's not going to be too hot next year coming out. So maybe Milwaukee's banking on that. But still, I don't think that's enough to coax me to stay. Because I think Orlando's going to be better. Detroit's going to be better. Cleveland's going to be there. The Knicks are going to be there. So there's 4 teams that I still think are right now we'll smack around the Bucks. That's 4 teams right there that I think will smack the Bucks. So, and some of these other teams are still trying to improve. So it doesn't move. It shouldn't move if I was Giannis to say, oh my gosh, I just got to stay here for this rebuild and just keep, being almighty Greek freak and just keep the Milwaukee Bucks, in the island of relevancy. That's a lot of weight to keep carrying. I don't know. And if I was Giannis, I don't know if I would want to mentally and physically do it all over again, even at 30 years old, in the middle of my prime. Let me go somewhere and go chase championships, so I can add some more to my legacy. I can ride out in the sunset, because the money's going to be there regardless for Giannis. It's how many more champions does he want? And if I was Giannis, and I'm at this point in time in my career, and I want more championships, you need to do it somewhere else. Learn from Dame. Don't get stuck there. You've done enough for that small market team. They're going to love you forever. But get up out of there, bro. All right? And don't let them try to persuade you and have Cuckoo Cow trying to recruit you. My projects to stay there. Nice callback. I know. Y'all, you little youngsters don't know. Anyway, we gonna get up out of here, man. All right. I appreciate y'all tapping in with your boy. Hey, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Late starts on Wednesdays, so just bear with me because I got other projects that I'll be doing. So we gonna be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. Mark your calendars. First week of August, I will be out of town. I'll be in Texas. All right, so don't expect any shows. I am doing no podcasting. I will be in Texas eating a whole bunch of brisket, drinking a lot of beer, and ain't doing a damn thing but hanging with the fam. So with that being said, hey, go enjoy life. All right, go enjoy this weekend. Watch a lot of sports, and hey, appreciate y'all. Like, share, subscribe. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know where to find me. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be nice to each other out here, man. Love y'all. Peace.
Yeah. Solid Hill TD, yes, what's up? Yeah, come on. LW Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar.